Welcome back, everybody, and happy kind of warm Thursday here in Washington, D.C. It is slightly warmer. It's a balmy 47 degrees today, Fahrenheit. So I'm, again, inside in my tank top and doing all the things musical, including tonight I am interviewing and chatting with the gorgeous Randie O'Neil, all the way from New Jersey by way of Pennsylvania. And of course, we're here because the Songs Changed My Life podcast is a podcast that I put together because as a singer-songwriter myself, as a musician, as a youth coach using songwriting to empower and transform the lives of young people to be their best selves and dig deeper into their truth and integrity. What better way to share that magic, that power, than through conversations around the power and stories behind our songs. So Randie, how the fuck are you? Who are you? Do you like apples?
I'm anaphylactic to apples. Like, apples are death.
Oh, that's not a good answer at all. We will keep you away from the apples.
That is bad, I've been told. I think that would suck. So apple, is that the funniest thing? Like,
no, I don't.
How random you came out with that. I'm like,
no, what is your fruit of choice?
Not apples or peaches. And I love apples and peaches, but no. I have to do, trees are bad, bushes are good. Give me berries.
Berries. Okay, we're an aggregate fruit kind of woman. I like it. So tell me, for those who don't know you, who is Randie O'Neil?
Oh man, a lady with a message. She's like, like we were talking about before, you only find your superpower when you go through shit and you come out the other side and go, wow, I didn't think I could do that, but you did. And I got lots of superpowers, and I get my inspiration and my voice through music. And I love people who, are inspired. So I guess that's who I am. I'm somebody who's been through something, found a way out, and really want to help others turn around and give them a hand up too.
That's awesome. And I love that you bring up superhero powers. I think, if you know anything about me, one of my first singles that I released here in the States is a song about anti-racism, like severe anti-racism, and, really encouraging people to be their own kinds of superheroes. So thank you for showing up and being real and leading charge of, the craziness that is humanity, especially at the moment during, this ongoing pandemic that we're going through at the moment. So I want to dig deeper into your song, Here I Stand. This song is powerful. It's heartbreaking in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me the stories behind what made you write Here I Stand?
This was an interesting song for me. Because as a songwriter, you get inspiration, you break up, you have an idea and you write. This was a song challenge for an anti-drug message. And I'm like, all right, let's try this. Let's just try writing this song. And it was empowering for me to know that I could just sit and write a song because I want to write a song. And that's a songwriter, and I was really inspired for that. And that's really having a voice. I want to write a song about this. That's what I'm going to do. You just don't sit around and wait. So it was a very cathartic moment for me to have that. But now I had to translate that into a message. And I had my own message in there of, because I do work with people in recovery. And, the song, it comes in like the wind. Nobody asked for this. The adversity of it all. And the song is really about that. You find yourself in situations, part of it may be your fault, maybe part of it isn't, and finding the strength to get out of it. And when you do, you're like, here I stand. I'm still in this game, I'm still fighting. And whether that's addiction, whether that's in a relationship where you can't get out of, and we've all done that. We've all been with the guy, we're like, why am I still here? How the hell do I get out of here? And you get beat up, you get battered around, but you come out of it. You find your superpower, you found your inner strength, and you find a way to stand up and get the hell out and move on.
For sure, for sure. I'm fascinated. Like when you say your line of work, what do you do?
I'm actually an adolescent addiction specialist. I'm also a trauma anxiety specialist recently. So I'm actually in a school system, like a crisis counselor for kids who are going through things. In the state of New Jersey, this is interesting. Anyone thought to be under the influence of a substance gets sent out for a drug test. And then if it's positive, they get sent to me.
Wow.
So, yeah, we're I think we're the only states that does that. I think everyone should though, because it's true prevention. You know, if you get high at lunch and you come back in the room, you know, a teacher's like, oh man, you need to go out. You need to, they get them for a urine drug test. So.
Yeah, no, it's funny that you talk about like wanting to write about relationships and experiences and firsthand experiences. But I think being a youth coach, being a youth worker myself, it's really important to be able to empathize with your clients, right? And that's one of the most important skills that you can have as a songwriter. How, you know, so how do you grapple with that balance of both wanting to show up as your true authentic self, but also wanting to elevate the voices of those who you feel and you work through and you empower at the same time?
You know, this song, especially because it was meant for an addiction challenge, it was a contest, and I actually was a runner-up, but I had pneumonia and I couldn't even participate. You know, I worked with a lot of recovery, and you know, you watch the process from the outside. Like I even had, you know, alcoholic parents too, and you watch the process and their descent into hell. And trying to translate that into words, but then coming up with my own empowering of how do you get out of it? You know, and a lot of people feel like I let everyone down, and it's this, you know, parents that don't forgive after a while. You know, you don't recover the first time, the second time, and the family's just done with you. And it's a really hard process that you really still have to find your inner strength and do it for you and stand on your own. You've been battered, you've been torn, but you still have to stand up. You still have to find a way to get through it and find people who will stay with you and help you. And that's where the life coaches come in and the counselors. Like I've had kids curse at me and they're like, oh, you're gonna let her do that? And I'm like, yeah, she's gonna come back in 2 days, you know, like letting them come back and know that they're gonna make mistakes and that it's not an easy process. We do that with domestic violence. Like, you know, a woman finally wants to get out and we're like, you know, they don't have a place to go.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Women, you know, that's a whole other story about sticking together. I mean, finding your superpower and really working as women and working our powers together. We can do marvelous things, really.
You're going to make me cry a little bit. I'm just, no, it's so powerful because, you know, I mean, one of the main reasons why I got into music was as a way for me to help myself, you know, overcome my medical trauma, having had brain surgery and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, that transformed into me processing my addictions and my domestic abuse and my sexual abuse and everything that I've sort of been through, which is why it's so powerful to then be able to, you know, help other young people and like you're doing and, you know, allow them the space to feel safe, like you say, you know, and what better way than to write a song for them. That's so gorgeous. I'm so pumped. So when you're writing your music, the song in particular, was there a specific songwriting process that you went through to come up with Here I Stand?
Emma, that's a great question because we have something in common. Not as severe as you, but I had a brain trauma myself, 2016.
Wow. Okay. Tell me about it, sister.
It's a good story. I was surfing in Rio. Okay, that's a true story. But I got slammed in the head, and wasn't my first concussion, and it was severe enough that I couldn't read for a year. I was told to stop music. It was too much brain power, and for months I was just I could barely function. I couldn't drive for a while. And my entire writing process shifted when I finally could ease back into the process. And this is one of the songs that kind of came out in the aftermath I had to write in much shorter spits, you know, like I had an idea, okay, I had to walk away, I'd have to come back. So again, this is empowering because I wanted to sit down and write a song about addiction and recovery, about life recovery. And I had to do it in stages, you know, and it kind of came together. The chorus came together, and then I backtrack is it, but it took some time. And I went back and forth, and I started working with some song coaches to help kind of tidy things up. This is the most stripped down song that I've produced. Like all my other songs are really back tons of, you can hear the backup singers, but I have a lot more instruments. And this is like, I think like 2 instruments and like no drum. And it's the first time I've ever done that with a strong. I just wanted the words to get out there, you know.
That's amazing. So. That's amazing. I have so sorry, you sort of hit me for a 6 when you talked about your own brain trauma. You know, it's one of the magical things about having the, you know, honing into your creativity to produce something like, you know, musical, that, you know, I mean, research has suggested that it's a crucial part of brain functionality and brain healing, right? So that's amazing. And to then be able to, you know, create this, it just brings this whole added layer of meaning and depth to this particular song. How amazing.
When I woke up with it and I knew I had a concussion, my creativity was gone. Like there was a black hole. I felt it. Like
wow.
where I could come up with recipes. I had to follow a recipe because I couldn't do anything. It was a black hole there, and it was the scariest feeling I ever had, thinking that it might not come back, because it took so long to get my voice and find music in it and write the type of music that can inspire me and you know, other people. And to lose it like that, it was really traumatic. You know, I mean, you've been through like the whole brain thing too, and it's terrifying.
It is. And what's even more terrifying is you forget that you're terrified sometimes. Like, oh, you're like, what? There's no problem. Like, this is normal. No, it's not normal. Oh, shit. Okay. Like, now I have to start all over again. What is this? But yeah, so I feel you. So you talk about getting songwriting coaching for, you know, some of the songs you're writing. Was this one of the songs that you got help with?
I'd written a few before that, so I was starting to get my groove back. And then I'd written a few, and they were like slow coming together. By the time this was the first song from this EP, it's not even dropped yet. This was released as a single. And I have another single coming out Friday, and then the whole EP is dropping next month. So it was like I had finished. I was in between an EP when it happened. I was able to finish that, but my whole, you know, timeline was just backtracked. And then this song kind of came along. So
amazing. Was there a specific breakthrough that you had with Here I Stand?
You know, I was writing it for other people and what it might have been like for that, but you know, there was like a whole lot of me there, and my anthem for, you know, I've got kicked around, but you can't keep me down. Like,
yes,
here I stand. Fucking deal with it. And that, you know, I almost wanted to add that line. Here I stand. Fucking deal with it. Here I stand. Fucking deal with it. You know, like, yeah, it almost is like that. Like, you know.
I love that. You have no idea how much I love that. So are you feeling that, like, every time you sing this song now, that you're kind of feeling more conviction in how you are, how you exist, how you move through the world?
Yeah, it is very empowering. And every time it's like, yes, here I stand, here I stand. And I followed up with a song called Wings to Fly, which is a real indie rocker, like another one. It was about creepy dating guys. And it was like, you know what, I'm done with you too, you know. And it came from Here I Stand, because I just like, you know what, I am here and I know how I want to be treated. And that's it. You know, I just can't deal with anything else anymore, you know.
Preach. Say it loud for the people in the back.
Yeah, right. You know, back there. So, you know, and the problem, it's hard working with adolescents because they know how many people have so much to say about what's going on. Like, I've been through it, you know, and it's hard for them to say at one point, you're gonna do things your way. It took me a long time to do things my way and say, here I stand, you know. So
yeah, I think that's one of the powerful things about the process of music is that it allows, you know, songwriters, creatives to really like self-help themselves in a way, self-therapize themselves in a way, because you know, you can start off with this song that initially was like, oh, you know, here I am feeling miserable, and then by the end of it you're saying quite the opposite, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
because you have to, because if the addiction song, you have to start with that addiction, and it's not a good place to be, and then somehow you have to kick that in overdrive and be somewhere you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, you show that in your lyrics as it is, like the chorus itself, it sort of goes through that transition already. Like you're in that state of feeling down, feeling tattered and torn, battered and worn. I love that. And then ending with, but here I stand. You know, I think it gives so much hope to so many, whether they're adolescents or not, that, you know, fucking deal with it. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Right. So with this particular song, have you received any feedback from your fans, friends, or even your clients that you work with?
Oh, this song has done really well. From people, as you know, again, I got thanked for writing this song. Like, it's so powerful, and people really seem to relate to it. And it is kind of a departure because it's kind of understated in its production. Yeah.
Any specific sort of feedback people have, you know, given you that, like, has anybody come to you and told you, I don't know, like that a line helped them in some way?
I've gotten feedback just how generally powerful they think the song is, and that they understand it's really an anthem for people who's gotten caught up in shit that they're trying to get out of. I wrote another song, I'm Not That Girl, about a high school reunion, and I've gotten thank you for that, for understanding that some people just don't want to go back to high school. They're not that same person anymore.
Sure.
You know, this song is almost the same thing. You're not the same person when you come out of something like that. You know, you're always changed, better, worse, indifferent. You know, you always come out changed and stronger. You know, you're stronger because you're still here.
Absolutely. So what makes this I mean, you write a lot of really powerful stuff, but what makes this song in particular your life-changing song?
Again, for a lot of reasons. One, it was the first time I realized that I could just sit and write a song and it could come out kick-ass and powerful. And I did that by design. I just didn't wait for a catchy phrase to come in my head. Number two, it stood on my vocals alone. You know, it was really just, it's very stripped down, just that little guitar behind me. And I don't usually record like that. And it was my own awakening too, of, you know, being a songwriter and finally not being my stepfather's girl anymore. You know, he was an alcoholic, you know, watching that process, you know, being, you know, the girl of the town drunk, you know, and now I'm not that anymore. I'm totally standing on my own. And that was a transition. That really was.
That's amazing. It's amazing how I think as songwriters, we have a duty almost to write lyrics that are relatively not vague, but, can be applied to many situations. But the real stories are just incredible. My heart goes out to you, and well done for finding that conviction again in yourself, and using the power of your voice to heal yourself. Do you mind if for anybody who is interested in hearing the lyrics without melody before we listen to the song, do you mind either speaking the lyrics yourself, or would you like me to?
Go, you can do it.
Okay. I always want to give you the option, because you never know. You never know. It might sound funny in my Kiwi accent, but
no, I want to hear your inflection of how you present it. I'd love to hear that.
Okay, okay. Here we go. This is Here I Stand by Randie O'Neil. You came in like the wind, and I let you in. The truth is being told. This routine is getting old. I gave you my heart, but that's not smart. At the end of the day, I can't live this way. Because I'm tattered and torn, battered and worn. I was bruised me to the core. Got kicked me around, but you can't keep me down. I'm weathering the storm, and here I stand. Oh, here I stand. I live again, because here I stand. I'm losing my mind, but I won't cry. I won't yell and scream. That's just not me. I can be on my own, just have to find home. I'm tattered and torn, battered and worn. I was bruised me to the core. Got kicked me around, but you can't keep me down. I'm weathering the storm, and here I stand. Oh, here I stand. I live again, because here I stand. It's powerful, man. I am really excited about this song. Is there, so before we listen to this particular piece on here, do you have, like, the song has come out now, you've got an album out, what's next on the horizon for you?
Well, this album actually is coming out next month.
My apologies.
I actually slowed down the release of it because of COVID and a whole bunch of other factors.
For sure.
I wanted to release with videos and getting people to come out and play during COVID, which is why this video was I actually did this video by myself with, an iPhone and another camera and, shifting positions and, stuff like that.
Go ahead.
That's funny. So my editor's like, what the hell did you do? Shit. It's like, she made it work though. So it's awesome. Danny Mari's just awesome. So what's on the horizon is, releasing this. I've gotten back to writing. So I have some really cool things. And so I think hopefully by spring to get back in the studio. I want to really market this. I want to really get this EP out to the masses. I'd love to tour by summer. I don't know if anyone is going to be touring anywhere. Oh, my speaker's defaulted. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you. Yep.
Oh, you know what? My speaker turned off.
Oh gosh.
But you can still hear me?
We can hear you. Everything's good.
I think
Oh, now we can't see you.
Oh no.
We can hear you still.
I think I blew a fuse.
Oh goodness. Okay. Well, in that case, let's have a listen to Randie O'Neil's Here I Stand.
I'm back. All right.
Oh, you are back? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's funny. Maybe there's a wind or something, but it must have blinked. Let me try one more thing yet.
Okay. These are the joys of working from home. Quarantine has forced us artists, us musicians, us creators, and everybody else in the world to, figure out how to adjust and pivot and become the technical masters as opposed to just the creatives. So well done. We're back in the game.
Here we stand, right?
Here we stand. Fucking deal with it. Okay, let's have a listen to this gorgeous song from Randie O'Neil. And of course, it's called Here I Stand, a song about fighting back and knowing that you are magic.
Came in like the wind.
Oh.
truth is being told. This routine is getting old. I gave you my heart. That's just not smart. At the end of the day, I can't live this way. I'm tattered and torn, beaten and worn. I got kicked around, but you can't keep me down. I'm weathering the storm, and here I stand. Here I stand. I'll live again, 'cause here I stand. Losing my mind, but I won't cry. I can be alone, just have to find home. When I'm tattered and torn, beaten and worn, I got kicked around, but you can't keep me down. I'm weathering the storm, and here I stand. Here I stand. I'll live again, 'cause here I stand. Came in like the wind, I let you in. At the end of the day, I can't live this way. 'Cause I'm tattered and torn, beaten and worn. I got kicked around, but you can't keep me down. I'm weathering the storm, and here I stand. Here I stand. I'll live again, 'cause here I stand. And here I stand. Here I stand. I'll live again, 'cause here I stand. Here I stand. Here I stand. I'll live again, 'cause here I stand.
Yes, we love it. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, thank you.
I'm curious as to like who your influences are.
You know, Pat Benatar like reigns supreme with me. You know,
I can see that.
You know, and a lot of the 80 females, because people don't understand what the music business was like. It chewed me up, and you know, I had to get out for a while. But Pat Benatar, Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac, even like Rosanne Cash, I kind of can waver between the Americana indie pop scene.
Yeah, yeah. Your visual is very Fleetwood Mac-esque, which I dig. So I'm like, yes, get it, girl, do your thing. Anyway.
I don't think that was intentional. Again, like that was me setting up cameras and going, I need a video.
No, I love it. It's all good.
You know,
it's all good.
Like make this work, and she did.
Yeah,
So.
for sure. Well, hey, thank you so much for spending the last half hour with me, Randie. It's such a pleasure to talk with you and hear the stories and messages behind your music. Of course, if anybody watching this wants to keep in touch with you, you can head to randieo'neil.com, which is RANDIE ONEIL.com. Otherwise, look her up on Spotify, on YouTube, on all of the things, because indie musicians can only thrive and spread their good vibes and powerful messages with the support of you guys. So again, thank you. Do you have anything else that you want to say before we bid farewell?
No, I just love the support. I mean, again, with indie artists, the best compliment you could pay us is just take us home with you, download a song, listen to it over and over. We live for that. We really do. Sure.
Awesome. No, thank you. And of course, to everybody watching this at home, please be good, be kind, be safe. Spread love like it's going out of fashion. Be your own kind of superhero, and don't forget to get my book, because it's out now. It was meant to be called The Songs That Changed My Life. That's the name of this podcast. It's now called My Life, My Songs, My Healing. Also about the stories behind my music. Remember, we are powerful beyond measure. Have an amazing week on purpose, and I'll see you guys next time.
Emma,